Taylor, what changed after the first quarter?
I mean, it was definitely not a great showing in the first quarter. I thought they had a lot of momentum with their ball movement, body movement. I thought we were getting great looks on the offensive side, and we just, didn't have our game legs going in the first quarter. We weren't playing with the pace that we needed to. When we did touch the paint, we got great looks. We missed those shots. Had some good conversations. Guys got dialed in. They were staying together with that landslide that we had in the first quarter, and I love the response. Our defensive effort, really picked up. I thought we stuck with the game plan. We just were more physical, made a couple adjustments midway through the second to kind of stall their offense out. And then those shots started falling for us. I mean, it was like a stark difference how many points we were scoring when we touched the paint, when we didn't. And I think we had too many of those non-paint touch possessions in the first quarter, and kind of recalibrated and much better the last three quarters.
Taylor, it seemed like that early denial pressure that Jalen was putting on Halliburton really kind of knocked him out of his comfort zone. How did you see Wells' early pressure kind of set the tone for the kind of night defensively he was going to have against Halliburton?
Yeah, I mean, Jalen's been doing a great job in that situation. I think it kind of created a lot of open opportunities for the other guys, and they were shooting the ball really well. And we kind of changed up a little bit of our coverages on Halliburton. When he was off the ball, but when he was on the ball, I thought our pressure was really good. Trying to make him frustrated as a playmaker and as a scorer, mixing up overs and unders. Throwing a lot of different guys at him too. So it wasn't just Jalen's responsibility the whole night. Obviously McConnell gave us some problems too, but throwing different bodies at him. So our depth was great tonight. I mean, I think only one guy played 30 minutes, and we got great contributions defensively, offensively outside of that first quarter from this group tonight. So that's what we got to lean into. But Jalen, overall, I thought did a much better job, especially when we made a coverage shift after they had kind of gotten going in that first quarter.
I think coming into this week, you talked about how it would be an important week, and now you won every game on the homestand. How would you just surmise the week that was, for your team?
Yeah, it was a great week, busy week for sure. We asked a lot of our guys, coming in after, the road game in Chicago. We knew we were playing every other day. You got the holidays, you got early starts. I mean, this stuff happens in the NBA, but we didn't let, the trap get us. We came in, we were intentional when we had shoot-arounds. We were intentional when we had film. We were intentional when we had practice. We were intentional when we had individual days and when we had off days as well. But we asked a lot of our guys, and, obviously, three pretty nice wins to start before this one, but being able to get tested like this in the first quarter where you're down 19, 17, but you got the full 48 minutes. Guys were coming together, as testy as it was, they came together. We figured it out where we needed to tighten things up defensively, understand what we were doing offensively, and we just weren't getting the results, stick with the game plan, even do it faster, quicker, with more determination. This is probably the most impressive win of the week, at the tail end of it, 3 in a row at home with wins, and, being down almost 20 points in the first quarter against a team that was playing extremely well, what they can do offensively, but then to clamp down and only allow 23-23 the next two quarters, I think that really turned the tide.
Coach, I know you don't look at wins and losses, but being 5 in a row, going into the top 3 in the East, is it easier to coach those guys for the buy-in when you got such much success with the wins and the standings?
I mean, the vibe's good for sure. I mean, everyone acknowledges, the wins that have been, accruing, but I think they are very mindful of why it's accruing. We're winning in a lot of different ways. We have different guys stepping up every different night. We're getting contributions up and down the lineup, but, sometimes one guy's just got to stand a little bit more. He has that night, and it's not just one guy's show or 2 or 3 guys' show. The collective nature, I think, I don't know what the math is, but probably averaged over 30 assists, in the last couple of games. That's what we got to predicate ourselves on. We've got to get more to the paint. We're just figuring out where we've got to win ball games a lot of different ways. We understand what that low-hanging fruit is that we talked about as a team, and I love the improvement that we're making just day after day, and we just got to be mindful of, again, how we're practicing, how we're watching film, how we're individually developing, and as long as guys are focused on that, the results will, come as they come.
Coach, right here. What's it like coaching a game where the pacing is so quick and it seems like each possession was barely saw 10 seconds left on the shot clock?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's obviously how we want to play on the offensive side. We want to keep our engine running. Defensively, we knew that was going to be a big challenge today to try to even, try to slow them down. I thought they were really getting after. We were missing some shots. Our full court defense wasn't being built like it needed to. But then I thought as the game went on, obviously we started making some shots that makes it a little bit easier. But then we started just to apply that pressure that we've been doing every single night. But it's fun because I don't want to slow the game down for our guys. I don't want them overthinking. I told them before the game, this is a simple game game plan. I want you guys to go out there, execute it, have the effort that we need. And, luckily we found it, come second quarter.
Could you just describe what it means to see not just Marcus Smart kind of accept the role that he's playing now, but it looks like he's probably playing his best basketball this season, at least since he's been here. So kind of thriving in it as well.
Yeah, I mean it's awesome to see. It's not easy. We have a lot of different guys accepting some different, minutes or rotation patterns. And, as the game gets going, sometimes I'm pulling different levers and going with different guys to just finish the game as much as these guys want to be out there. And for him, he and I's conversations, it's all about winning. And I'm happy to see that he's playing well. He's playing with the intent. He's playing with the pace. He's, playmaking. He's guarding his tail off. He's doing everything that we know he's fully capable of, just in a different role right now. And, finishing games, finishing the halves and all that, even though he's coming off the bench and he's having a huge impact, plus minuses. And obviously him finding a rhythm on the offensive side. But, I couldn't be more, proud of how he's embracing this, because when a guy like that can do that, then you can see how everyone else can just embrace, hey, as long as it's with the intent of winning, we're going to accept any responsibility we got.
Last question.
I think when people look at Ja and his athleticism, they probably think about the dunks and the plays around the rim. But how have you seen his athleticism open more passing angles and him be able to use that as a passer this season when he has the highest assist rate of his career?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's really leaning into, what we talked about with our pace and guys running without the ball. I mean, he's rewarding guys that are running without the ball, and their spacing, that trust is just continuing to get built day after day with this group. And then just, he's just naturally gifted to be able to beat anyone one-on-one. He's, early in the game, they threw out some kind of higher coverages, 2 on the ball, and he gets off it, and then they start backing up, and now he can just take up that space. And it's not always a shot at the rim. He's kicking out to Dez, make or miss. It doesn't matter. He just understands the rhythm of that energy of the ball we've talked about for years. But, it's awesome. When we talk about getting in the paint, you got one of the guys that can get in the paint at will, and it's not just to score every time. It's just to open up the offense. So his athleticism, his IQ, vision, I mean, there were a couple times there he was getting guys orchestrated to get his teammates set up, not for him to get set up. And that unselfishness goes a long way. So supremely gifted, and I'm just, proud of just his embracing of what we're trying to accomplish offensively and how he's a huge driver of it. Great. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate it.